Now on my right, I'm sorry, on my left, is David Bartell. He and I are going to play tag team on some of the songs that you're going to be playing. You won't need any of the books because one of the things that we try to do is we pick songs that you might know or might not know, but we took all of the arrangements and we put them on. So our picture will be on one side and the song will be on the other side. Except the way I moved, I think it's on the other way around. The songs are going to be over here. Oh no, our picture is going to be over here, and the songs are going to be over here. So and hopefully that you'll get something out of it, and if not, just sit there and give us a shout, and we'll see how this goes. Oh, I see Dan Alwasi. That's great, and I see uh, WeirdNet. Trying to remember who WeirdNet is.
That's me, Moses.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get started here shortly, and then I also want to do a shout out. So down, no, the other side. That side. Nope. That side is all of our sponsors for the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society. We got a longtime supporter of the club, the Nova Music Center in Manassas. Then we have the House of Musical Tradition in Tacoma Park. And then we have the Shark Aloha Wear. And then we also have our latest sponsor, Ono Brewing Company. They've been really great in when we moved from the Cafe Marmatra to Ono Brewing, they gave us the whole the brew house part of their site to go play and to have our primers, our group lessons, our jams, and our open mics. And at one of our jam sessions, when COVID started to kick off, see, I'm looking at this camera. Sorry, I had to set it up so I could see lights on the camera, so I know which one is beaming. When COVID started, and why we're doing all of these online things is they offered to still allow us to use the brew house. We taped off the floors and marked off 3-foot squares so that you should be standing in any other square. And we had only 5 people in the facility to lead you through some jams. Since they're no longer allowed to do that because of current restrictions, we are now doing this 100% online. We're getting used to some of the neat tools that others are using, and hopefully this will be a really cool thing to do. So now, without further ado, I'm going to lead off the first song, and it's going to be Blue Hawaii. It's usually done as a medley, but we're only going to do the first one. And one of the things we have to do is hang on just a quick second. I'm checking the video feed. And this looks pretty. That looks pretty good on the screen. This is the first time I've actually seen it posted live.
Yeah, it looks good.
One of the things I need to check real quick is I don't need that one anymore. I'm trying to close a bunch of windows so that I don't have a bunch of stuff, unnecessary windows open that I don't need. Get rid of that too. I do need this one because I need that. Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to do. Because I have to pop it up my screen to make it a little bit bigger because I don't get to see it at the same size as you do. And I have to make mine just a little bit bigger so I can see it. All right, now where do I see me? So I can see where I'm playing. There we go. All right. So real simple vamp. Let me see, I need to move over some more. Hopefully I can, there we go. Oh, I got a lamp in the way. That's too much light. Oh, I know it. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm still trying to get used to all the lighting and things like that. All right, so here we go. Simple vamp. We are going to do that twice. So at the top line, see the G7, the C7, F, and then the C7. We're going to go G7, C7, F. Then you go back to the beginning of the line. G7, C7, F, then C7. Then we go right into the song. We are going to start with Night and You all the way down to the bottom. Forget about that D7 on the end. It will be a C7, and then you go right back up to the top, and we'll sing the whole song again. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, F. Again, G7, C7, and an F. C7. The night is heavenly, and you are heaven to me. The lovely you and blue Hawaii, with all this loveliness, there should be love. Come with me while the moon is on the sea. The night is young, and so are we. And dreams come true in blue Hawaii, and mine could all be true. This magic night of nights with you, a night and you and blue Hawaii. The night is heavenly, and you are heaven to me. Lovely you and blue Hawaii, with all this loveliness, there should be love. Come with me, while the moon is on the sea. The night is young, and so are we. Dreams come true in blue Hawaii, and mine could all come true. This magic night of nights with you, and mine could all be true. This magic night of nights with you. Nice. Hopefully you like that. Oh, hey Denise, how you doing? I'm glad to see you come on, and of course I already said a shout out to Dan. I won't know if you've been online unless you type something inside the chat window. Then I know you're here. So hopefully you like that particular tune, and one of the things we're going to get ready to do is, of course, I'm going to switch to song number 2 that David's going to lead. And he's going to lead this song that's called Sloop John B. And I got to fix something real quick because for some reason his video disappeared. All right, let's do this again. Nope, not that one. There we go.
Ah.
Okay. And David, you're on.
Hello. Am I coming through? Are we seeing the song yet? While we're waiting for the song. Oh, it is. Oh, I see it. Very good. I'm going to answer a question I saw in the chat window a second ago. Somebody was asking about the E flat 7 D7. The D7 is your closed D7 like this. So the E flat 7 is just one fret higher. So that was just a passing chord. That's what that was. So you're barring on the 3, and then you put a finger on the 4th fret on the first string. That's an E flat 7 because D7 is one down from that. So that's was in the Blue Hawaii song. Okay, so for the Sloop John B, hopefully everybody knows the song. This is in C, and I'll show you one or two quick little tricks. The first chord is C, and it says sing E. So the first note you sing is the E string, second string. We sailed on the sloop, and then it goes up to John B, the F note. So if you're playing the C chord, you might push that first fret, second string. Sailed on the sloop, John B. That's a suspended, that's a C suspended chord. But it's pretty easy, so you might want to try that. Anytime the melody does that, right? And then the only other one I'll do right now is this one. When you get to the G7, round Nassau town we did roam. There's a G7. You can do a little ornament similarly by lifting up. You're playing the G7. Lift up your ring finger off of the first string, like that. Just a little ornament there. It's kind of nice. If you don't want to try that, just don't worry about it. All right, let's go. Oh, one other thing, the strum. This is a great song for a calypso strum. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If that's too hard, you can just do a down, up, down. So let me play the C for a second. Down, down, up, down, up. Right? All right, let's go. We sailed on the sloop John B, my grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam, drinking all night, got into a fight. Well, I feel so homesick, I wanna go home. Chorus. So hoist up the John B sails, see how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home. That can be a G7 there. Let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, I feel so homesick, I wanna go home. Good enough? Next verse. The first mate he got drunk, broke in the captain's trunk. Constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff Johnstone, why don't you leave me alone? Well, I feel so homesick, I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B sails, see how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, I feel so homesick, I wanna go home. Third verse. The cook, he got the fits, ate up all of my grits. Then he went and ate ate up all of my G7. Let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, this is the worst trip since I have been born. Chorus twice. So hoist up the John B. sail. See how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home. Let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, I feel so homesick. I want to go home. One more time. So hoist up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home. Let me go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, I feel so homesick. I want to go home. Well, how'd you do? Hopefully that wasn't too bad. I think we will turn it over to Moses, right?
There we go. Sorry, forgot to turn my microphone back on because when David's on the net. Okay, so let me go back over that again. I guess I should have looked inside the text window to check. Um, oh, there's Brian and Kai. Sorry about that. And then let's see who else. Hey, welcome. Aloha, John. I see you in there too. And I see my wife Hetty is also on there. Okay, so let me go back over that again. So down on it's lighting beloved Kauai. Um, so it's the C, and I'm just got my ring finger. Which camera am I on? That one. So ring finger, and then a C minor, which is you're just taking the three on the same on the third fret, and you're borrowing the first three strings, the A, the E, and the C, and then you're going to go to the G chord. And then down on Hanalei Moon, when you see that A7, it says the note. You don't have to. You can go straight to the A7. But one of the things you could do to just to spice it up, you start with the C7, and then you back up to the B7, and then you leaving the middle finger on, you move it to the A7 position. So again, it's the bar like you would a D7, and instead of putting the middle finger down on the first string, you're putting it up on the third string. That's the first inversion of the C7 chord. Where you normally would play it back here, this is the first inversion. And then if you slide it back one, this is the B7 that it notes. And then if you slide it all the way back, taking the index finger off and leaving the middle finger into the traditional A7 position. You will see me sometimes play it a different way with where it's way up the neck, where I'm going. That's okay. That's just a different position, different set of inversion. And I don't think there's anything else. Now, when you sing it, what you could do, of course, I won't hear you, but you could sing it that way, is that when you see the other part, it goes, when you see, is it, oh, get in the right key. When you see, oh man. When you see, there we go. When you see, so it goes, when you see, and then someone else will sing the echo. When you see, on a lake by moonlight, they go, moonlight, you will be in heaven, and then so on, and all the red parentheses stuff is where you would sing the echoes. I'm always having to remember which key I'm singing these different songs. Okay, so here we go. Now I got the right key. The vamp is just as it says. You play the A7, D7, G, and then you play that again, going to the D7 as a turnaround. Then we go right into the song. And and it starts on the C note. When you see, the C note is the first note. So here we go. When you see on a day by moonlight, you will be in heaven by the sea. Every breeze, every wave will whisper that you are mine. Don't ever go away. On a lane, it's lighting, beloved, go by. I'm a little late there. On a lane, aloha, no away. So D7, turn around back to the top. When you see, on a lay by moonlight, you will be in heaven by the sea, by the beautiful sea. Every breeze, every wave will whisper that you are mine. Don't ever go away. It's lighting, beloved, come on the lake, aloha, no ending, aloha, no that's a nice chord, and I forgot to tell you about that one. That chord is a straight bar across. So you remember you were playing the C minor here? Well, if you take it back one fret, that's the G major 7. And that's a really cool chord. So if you heard me singing, it's and then I end with the G major 7. How cool is that chord? Okay, if you got any questions, I'm now keeping an eyeball on the chat room as well. I'm actually going to move that over so I see it in my main window screen. So in case there's new questions or comments. And I've got David set up for the next song, which is called, well, he kind of wrote the parody for this one. He says it's a traditional song. I'm not sure. I'm going to let him explain the rest of it. But if you have any questions anytime, just put that in the chat window, and then and someone's going to remind me, because as you saw, I was not paying attention to the chat window after a little bit, and someone came over and who was here physically and said, "Hey, can't hear you." Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to David with COVID quarantine. On you, David.
Sorry. Just hitting on the tiki drink there. Okay. So let me wait a sec while that comes up so I can see how much of it is. You're just showing the chorus part mostly, first verse and chorus?
No, David, you need to just go ahead and go, because remember, the feed's 20 seconds behind you.
Yeah. Okay. So this song you all know, you will recognize it when you hear it. And it was a little too many lyrics to put all of it up on the screen. So we just put a verse or so and the chorus. So simple song, you'll know it, and you know the two chords is a C and a G7, and that's it. All right. So I'll cover the, I'll sing the verses, and then you guys can just kind of sing the chorus, and you can play along. The chord structure is just the same as in that first verse there, like the C, and G7, and G7, and C. Okay, there I said, oh, he's got the whole thing up. It looks like the whole thing is there. All right. So first singing note is a C. In a man cave in my basement, teleworking for a time, how I spent my 2020 with my wife in quarantine. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. And that's it. Nightingale was a night nurse, just like my wife of long. Longfellow wrote about her. All my gal gets is this song. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Drove our minivan to the clinic every morning, crack of dawn. Caught a virus from a patient, so they told her, you are gone. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Ruby lips behind a face mask that was hiding her beauty. She's so close and yet so distant, all because of a cootie. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Isolation, isolation, oh, it seems like such a crime. But my daughter and her sister gave this Mr. family time. COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom, so I nurse a glass of wine. There you go. Hope you could follow those chords. Over to you, Moses. Hey, Moses, you're getting comments about you're muted.
Thanks. Yeah. It's we got all kinds of. We got the other person upstairs in the house. So again, I see the chat window, but I'm not really looking at it. I got too many. I got a lot of windows open, and I can't see it. Okay, now that I still getting used to this production software and flipping back and forth. Okay, so again, so let me start over. So we got Island Style, a song that John Cruz sort of leads. And one of the weird things about this song is that John Cruz did this song a while back, and it's only got 2 verses in it. You know, every time he plays this, anywhere he goes on the islands and sometimes out on the West Coast, they'll go, John, I got another verse. And they keep adding verses to it. So I have no idea how many verses this song has, but these are the 2 verses that it has. So we'll start at the top. And normally we'll just start with the G, something like that. Okay, and then it'll turn to a G7. You'll hear me play that G7, and then we're getting ready to go sing that song. And then in the verse, we'll sing the chorus. It's basically sung 2 times, and even down the second chorus, it's sung 2 times. And then it goes into the verses that start with "My mama's in the kitchen," and then we go "Grandma's house," and then we always sing a chorus. And usually I get kind of crazy with this song, and I'll end up singing the chorus one more time, go back to another verse. And what usually they key on is the first word. When I go, "My mom is in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice," then they just sort of start singing that same line. So we're going to do it kind of capella style. That's kind of the way you just kind of listen and cue on your ears, listening to where the song goes. And so we're starting. We do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Well, I saw an error. That's supposed to be a D7. On the air, do it island style. That C7 is supposed to be a D7. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Matter of fact, every C7 is supposed to be D7. Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, lovely salmon on ice. While we eat and we drink and we sing all day. Connie Capilla in the old Hawaiian way. On the island. We do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Here we go, second verse. Well, we go Grandma's house on the weekend clean yard, 'cause if we don't go, Grandma's gotta work hard. You know my grandma, that she liked the boy real sour. Well, I'm a grandma every minute, every hour. G7 on the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. And we're after this, we'll go back into the first verse. From the mountain to the oceans, from the windward to the leeward side. Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, loamy salmon on ice. We eat and we drink and we sing all day. Kani Kapila in the old Hawaiian way. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Oh, on the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Well, we go Grandma's house on the weekend clean yard, 'cause if we don't go, Grandma's gotta work hard. You know my grandma, that she liked my boy real sour. Well, I'm a grandma every minute, every hour. On the island, we do it island style. I have to quit looking at the words. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Oh, on the island, from the mountain side. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. That same line again. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. One more time. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Nice. So how was that? Oh, so one of the things I just did was I played this G7 on the, this G chord on the end when it says windward and leeward side is, and all I did was roll it back to the first fret, lifting up the ring finger, so it's a diminished chord, and then back to the G chord, and that's all I did on the end. So when you go from the windward to the leeward side. Just to kind of add some flavor to the song. What's that? What's Mama Me? What? Mama Me? Thanks, Denise. Pam, what was that question you were asking? What's Mama Me?
Malama. In the
Oh,
lyric.
Malama. Malama says, Malama grandma. So we love grandma. So he goes, you know my grandma, she liked the poi real sour. And if you know poi, I like mine fresh. So that's right off of the, you just finished pounding the poi. It's nice and warm, and you put it in the bowl, and that's how I like my poi. So it's fresh, 1 day old. 1 day old poi is good. Now, some people don't like that, and my dad never liked. He's the Hawaiian, the full-blooded Hawaiian. He never liked poi fresh. He liked to let it sit out for 3, maybe 4 days. Well, poi gets sour over time, and the more sour, the more he liked it. And then he would add soy sauce to it. So whatever us kids didn't finish or whatever he reserved, he would take that. As soon as we saw this like small pot of poi sitting outside by the refrigerator, that was Dad's poi. You didn't touch that. But around here, I always like my poi, and I noticed I liked it warmer, so we'll warm up poi that I brought back from Hanalei. And I do like Hanalei poi. So I take the poi, I buy, or I get gifted, or sometimes I have someone else pick it up for me because Honolu'u's on the eastern side of Kauai. When I go there for the Aloha Music Camp, it's down on the southern part. So this trip, my cousin and his wife, Michael Keale, and his beautiful wife Linda, who's also a hula dancer and an announcer on KCCR radio station, independent radio station on Kauai. Beautiful Hawaiian music, and she's one of the DJs there. I think every morning on Kauai time at 9:30 to 11:30 or something like that. If you go to the KCCR website, you'll see what time she's on. And she's got a lot of background on the music, just like Beth Post does for and I forget the name of the radio station, KDRT out in California. And lots of history behind the Hawaiian music. So great announcers, those two. But the poi, it comes from Hanalei, and it's said the poi takes the taste from the water and the soil. And of course, the Hawaiian Islands are uh, millions of years old because it's volcanoes and it shifts over time. So the Kauai Islands are the oldest of all the islands because it's the direction of where the volcanoes are moving. And so with that, it's really old soil as compared to, say, the Big Island, which of course last year or the year before, where it had Kilauea was venting a lot of lava. And of course, if you've got money to spare and you want there's some brand new property out there, but you're gonna have to wait for a while before you can grow anything. But poi takes on the characteristics, and for my taste buds, the best is Hanalei. And then where the Aloha Music Camp is in not Vaipa, is in Kapa'a. That's the next best. And I said Vaipa because Vaipa is a subregion in Hanalei on the eastern shore of Kauai. And that was the poi that I got. I brought back a 10-pound bag. So they brought it to me on a Thursday. I already worked it out with the chef at the hotel we were staying at. Got it put into a deep freezer. I picked it up Saturday morning as I was wrapping up my packing. Put that 10-pound bag in my suitcase after I wrapped it up in tinfoil that I got from the chef and some newspapers. Put it inside the suitcase. Got home the next morning, on Sunday morning, took it out of the suitcase. The thing was still rock solid. It was a 10-pound brick in my suitcase. Well, anyways, that's a quick story about poi. So hopefully, Pam, I answered your question about Malama. And I mean, all that means is we love Grandma every minute, every hour. So anyways, that's that song. And I'm going to bring up David again on his next song. Let me see if I did get it set up. No, I did not get it set up. So let me quickly jump to his next song. Oh, I don't have the shoot.
So I emailed you those. You should have them. If you need a few minutes, I can do a Saints Go Marching In without music or something like that.
Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to switch you in with your Sloop John B, and then I will change out the song here in a minute. So David, you're on.
Okay. So Moses is going to stage up the next couple of songs, and while that's happening, let's do one without the music. Let's do a 3-chord song. When the Saints Go Marching In, we got a C. Actually 4 chords. We have a G7 and an F, and we're also going to throw a C7 in there. So it's going to go, oh, when the Saints. That's a C. Go marching in. Saints go marching in. And that's a G7. Okay, then back to C. Lord, I want C7 to be F in that number when the Saints C, G7, and C. All right. So let's see if you can maybe watch my fingers and I'll go a little bit slow. Oh, for a strum, let's do a thump strum. So we're going to thump the first string. and then down strum with index finger. So it's thump, strum. When I thump with my thumb, I'm just hitting the first top 1 or 2 strings, right? Thump, strum, thumb, forefinger, thumb, forefinger, something like that, all right? Okay. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. G7. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Everybody get that? Oh, when the sun refused to shine. Oh, when the sun refused to shine. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun refused to shine. When the stars have disappeared. Oh, when the stars have disappeared. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the stars have disappeared. Oops, I messed up. Oh, when the day of judgment comes. Oh, when the day of judgment comes. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the day of judgment comes. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Everybody able to follow that? At least you know the song. Maybe you know some of the words. And so let's see. How are we doing, Moses? Are we set yet for another one? We are. Okay. I Love the Mountains. Is that it?
Yep, you're doing I Love the Mountains.
Okay. Oh, I'll just go off the sheet because I don't see mine. All right. So I Love the Mountains is a doo-wop song. We're just going to do a down, up, down, up, down. And it's a round, but we're not going to do it as a round. C, and then A minor, and D minor, G7, back to C. So in a doo-wop, A minor. We might do an F, but I like a D minor in this song. It's like a substitute for F in this case. Okay? So it goes like this. I love the mountains. I love the rolling hills. I love the flowers. I love the daffodils. I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Bundiada, 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 bundiada. I love the ocean. I love the open seas. I love the forest. I love the bumblebees. I love the stars above when night turns into day. Bundiada, 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 bundiada. I love the sunshine. I love the butterflies. I love the wind blow. I love the river flow. I love the city lights when the moon is high. Bundiada, 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 bundiada. So you just kind of repeat that until the other groups in the round catch up. But basically, that's it. So it's a fun little song, and I did it a little slow, but it's nice that way too. And that is a nice little exercise with a modified doo-wop progression. All right, Moses, over to you.
Okay, so the song that I've got is called Helion to Kauai. And oh yeah, I had the right uke. I always have to check which one I'm playing on. And one of the things you notice that we're trying to do is only use the one pagers. There was a few songs that even I was looking at, but they're 2 pages, and the only way we get 2 pages on the same screen over here is to make the print much smaller, and I think that would be going the wrong way, so that you can see the songs on the screen. For the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society members, some of these songs are not in the book. It's one of the reasons why we show the songs up on the screen, so that you can follow along right there. So you're watching us, so you're watching the screen, you got the songs up there, and you can play right along. So I got to do one more thing, because what I see on the screen for what you see based on my computer screen, and I'm starting to get those old man eyes that I can't see what's on my own screen, so I've got to put up the bigger screen. And of course, when I do that, it covers up the chat window. So David, if I'm missing something on chat, because I'm getting ready to check it out.
Okay, I'll watch the chat.
Yeah, because it looks like, okay, so we answered the Malama question, we asked the Poi, or somebody already answered the Poi question, which is great. And then, let me see, Quorum, Terror Root. I don't know about that, but okay, and okay, so I think we got all the questions answered, so we're going to get ready to start on Hele on Kauai. So this is a song, I think a lot of people know this because of the way Israel played it. Of course, I am not anywhere close to playing like Is. And it's the same thing. This one is and because I don't have the vamp up there. It's an A7. So it's an A7, then a D7, and then a G. And I don't think I see any weird chords in there. Now the phrasing is kind of weird, and sometimes I even forget. So forgive me already at the front on this song. So here we go. D7, a G, A7, a G. And there's a place I recall. I gotta play it fast. And not too big. In fact, it's kind of small. There's a place they got it all. A simple life for me. And then they ought to Kauai. A Hunley by the bay, Oahu River Valley is where I used to play. The canyons of Waimea are standing all alone. The magic of the garden is calling me back home. When I was young and not too small, I left my home looking for a brand new start. A lot of words to find a place that's better still. Now I know I never will. Hele on to Kauai, Honolulu by the bay, Oahu River Valley is where I used to play. The canyons of Waimea are standing all alone. The magic of the garden now is calling me back home. Let's go back to the first verse. There's a place I recall. sorry about throwing in that C minor G on that last chord that we played there instead of the D7. The D7 is a turnaround. That would mean we would go to the second verse. I should have warned you about that one, but that's an ending where we go, magic of the garden is calling me back to C minor and G. And remember I told you about the last song that I showed you? You go back to that diminished chord and then back to the G. And if you really want to get fancy, you bar the 7th fret, put your pinky on the 10th fret and go. Okay. So that's the song. That's Helianto Kauai. It was written by Alfred Nopariga and, of course, performed by Israel. Now I know I stepped on a couple of places where I got tongue-tied because the third verse, looking for a brand new start. That looking is actually starts in the previous bar. It's a pickup, some pickup notes, and then that way you'll be on the right spot. Spots as brand new start is in the bar. Okay. So if you got any questions, like I said, hele. Oh, okay, good. Good question there, Beverly. So heli means just going someplace. So you get Helianto Kauai. Let's go to Kauai. Is kind of where that word means. You also might hear the word holo holo. Holo holo is the Hawaiian version of the Australian walkabout. And some of you seen some of my Twitter account, Ukulele Holo Holo, is sort of a spin or a bad interpretation of saying, have you will travel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to David, and I think his next song is Octopus's Garden. And I think I have to kind of, let's see, to make this right, I'm going to have to kind of float this in to see where David's at because it's bigger than one screen. And I'm going to have to move the page up at the right spot. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, you're welcome, Bev. So I'm going to transition to David. And then at the right spot on this song, I'm going to scroll up the page and then pop that in when David gets to that right part. Okay? So, let me see. I want to make sure I've got his next song set up in song 2. Okay. So David, take it away.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about the scrolling thing. It's we tried to keep down to one pagers, but even then some of them are a little long to fit to fit so that you can read the font and everything. But okay, so Octopus's Garden, Beatles song by actually written by Ringo, and it's also a doo-wop. It's a modified doo-wop. So we have a C, an A minor, an F, and then a G. And at the end of that line, whenever there's a G at the end of the line, you might be able to do a G and then a G7 following. If you can't do a G and G7, you can just do the G7. But sometimes it's not written on there, but you can just do the G and then a G7 to lead into the next bit there. So that part there, the first bit follows a doo-wop progression, and then in the middle where it says I'd ask my friends, then we're doing something different there. We still have kind of the same chords and a similar progression, but it's just mixed up a little bit. So if you know the song, you'll be able to follow along. And something new to think about is, how is it like a doo-wop and how is it not like a doo-wop? All right. So strum, again, the calypso strum works pretty well on this one. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. All right. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. He let us in, knows where we've been in his octopus's garden in the shade. I'd ask my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me.
like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Let's pick up the tempo a little bit. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves, resting our head on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Insert sound effects here. We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, a joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you. Okay, that's kind of fun. You can decorate it up. You saw I played around with it a little bit, but yeah, definitely. And you can play a little faster even, but I didn't want to break my internet connection and then the whole thing collapse. So anyway, all right, Moses, thanks for a scroll on that. Over to you. Moses, you're on mute again.
So you got to let me know.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm having to switch out this setup was for some reason a little bit different than yesterday's for
And I had to run upstairs and then I just saw it.
Brian Tolatino's, and I'm having to make sure I switch back and forth because the way it's set up. Now, anyways, apologize it. I should have seen it over here at this other window. But the okay, so again, we start over from the beginning. So the song reminds me, my Sweet Gardenia Lay, because this is in the Society's set list for Viva Vienna, because we were asked last year to perform again this year on the Sunday on their main stage. We were the opening act for the whole day, and we had to find out whether or not they were going to postpone or cancel. So I'm going to ask the Society members, don't toss out the set list because we're going to still use that. So as soon as all of these restrictions are lifted and we get an opportunity, I am sure Paul Biegelman, who's the programs director for the society, he'll start getting calls from some of the adult assisted living centers where where we played before. They may want to have us come in, and that's just a guess. It's not any promises or anything, to come in and kind of cheer up some of the seniors. And of course, you know that we go out and do that as a pro bono. And if you're wondering, and you're not a society member, and you live in the Northern Virginia, DC metro area, and you want to join the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society, you just go to our website, NOVA, that's N-O-V-A uke.org. And you go to our site, there's some, and there's no dues, it says no dues club, but we only ask, I mean, the only payment is time. If you're going to be a member, we do some things together. This year is good. We're kind of seeing how that goes. We don't know how anything's going to happen this year, when restrictions are going to be lifted. Some people are not in a hurry, because if you're out and about, for example, I'm required, because I still work for the government, and even as a contractor, when I'm out and there's no guarantee of 6 feet separation, I'm wearing my mask. I'm required even as a contractor, and they call it protecting the force, and they expect their contractors to comply as well. And it's good, because we never know when we're going to be asked to go back into the building to transition from mission essential to mission critical. And when that happens, they definitely do want you to go to report back. So now we're teleworking, which is good, so I get to work on some other things. And things I like about that is right now, every day my commute's about 5 minutes. I go home upstairs for lunch every day, and then I go to a home-cooked meal that I haven't had in a while, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And even with prepared lunch and home-cooked meals by my lovely wife, Hetty, I've lost 10 pounds since since all this started. Of course, now it'd be also good to go and do some exercise, walk around the neighborhood, and she still wants me to do that. Again, I apologize for the mask, and yes, Pam, Schweinhaut Center is one of the places up in Silver Springs that we go to. And yes, John, this is a mask, and I'm going to show that. It is Aloha Wear Ready. And I've got 3 of these, and I got a couple more on the way from a friend that I know in Aloha Music Camp, and she started making these for healthcare professionals in Norman, Oklahoma, where she lives. Her and her mom and her husband and her daughter. And she started offering them to all the Aloha Music Camp attendees. So I've got my bid in for them, and I donated some money for her effort, because she's not she's doing that out of the graciousness of her heart. And her husband is actually making something that's also really cool. And what did I do with it? I was going to show that too. Oh, this really cool, what's called an ear saver. There we go. And what it does is that you hook in the rubber band on both sides, and you put that on that, and that faces back, so they stay strong on your back of your head. But it also, so that you're not wearing the rubber band around, or the stretchy part around your ears. You wear that for a couple hours, and your ears might get sawed off. Then you can truly say you can't hear anything. But anyways, the song is My Sweet Gardenia Lane, and like I said, it kind of cued me to remember that we do not have a performance at the end of May. Sorry to see that it's not going to go, because that's one of their biggest donation as a charity to help the folks around in and around Vienna, Virginia. So this song has got a doo-wop, C, A minor, but instead of the F, it's a D minor. So for those of you who may not know, so an F is, there we go. An F is an index finger on the 1st fret 2nd string, and then your middle finger up on the 2nd fret 4th string. So you put those together. Now there's an added finger that you put in. So you take your middle finger, put that on the 3rd string, right on what would be the D note if you follow the scales. And that's why you get the D minor. And it's a really cool chord as a substitution in C minor, C, A minor, D minor, and G7. And then the chords are just like they are. So when you get to the D minor chord, the mi is on the last beat before going to changing chords on a G7. That's the same down in the chorus. I'm not going to play the run like I normally do. This is haunting me now. I'm going to just hold the F chord on Fondest Memories. What other trick thing? Oh, on the first line at the end, you see the CBC. I was showing the primer class today on how to play the closed C. So that's the B flat. That looks like a B flat chord, and I showed them a little tricky part, that trick part, that if you hold the B flat, so if you're holding the instrument at 45 degrees, then you take this finger, the index finger, and the easiest way to hold it is you take that index finger and put it on the first two strings, just like I have it there. And if you always point it to your right shoulder, regardless of where it's at, so if as I move my finger down to play the D flat, you notice it straightens out. And that makes it easier to arch the two fingers, and this is just me, arch the two other fingers, the middle finger on the second fret, third string, and the ring finger on the third fret, fourth string, and that gives you a nice, clean B flat. Well, you take that B flat and you move it up 2 frets, and that's a C. Well, you already know the B flat. The B is between them, so you move this chord back to the second fret, the whole thing, and you move it back to the C. So that one part on the end says you gave to me, it goes. There is a vocal slide there, and you'll hear it when we sing it, and that's why that C, B, C kind of fits nicely there. Down in the end of the first verse, where it says, I met you. I normally play, so G7, and then I usually go to play the C with my pinky, so that I could play the F by I leave the pinky there and play the C, F chord, and then back to the C. So I leave that pinky there on that C note, which is on the third fret, first string, and then just drop the F chord down, and then pick the F chord back up without leaving the pinky leaving there. Then I go Fondest Memories, and then you're here. And of course, then while everybody's strumming, I do that walk down on Haunting Me Now. And that's actually the melody line, or the melody line, Haunting Me Now. And the D7 there, the 2 stands for the second inversion, so you could go perfume, fame, and then the other D7's borrowing the 5th fret, and then again, like on the last song I showed you, on Honolulu Moon, where you take that C7, first inversion of the C7, you walk it to the B7 to the A7. You take that same shape and you put the bar on the 5th fret and the middle finger on the A7 position, and that is your second inversion, D7. I will play normally different G7, but you can go ahead and play the normal one. And then let me see, what other chords? G minor 7, in case you don't know it. The B flat, take away the ring finger, and now that's a G minor 7. And the bottom, C sharp major 7 is actually just a C major 7, not a C sharp. And so we went from C, we went to C7. Well, the C major 7 happens to be right between the two of them on the second fret. And that's the last one. It's a 1 chord stroke, and that last line goes, my sweet gardenia, my sweet gardenia. And it's a jazzy chord to end the song. All right, I'm gonna check to see if we got any questions. Nice mask, woohoo, sweet. Let's see. So John, if you email me, or if anybody wants, if there's more people on the YouTube that want to get those, I will. Now, unfortunately, she only does Facebook, so some of you don't have Facebook, but she does have an email. Well, I'll tell you what. If I will post it on our. I'll post it in. Ooh, shoot! Before I shut down the site, I will post her Facebook page there, and you can message her, or you could just tell me that you want, and I'll connect that. Tell me that you want one, and I'll connect you to Summer Wood, who is the one who makes those masks. If you want one, they're really cool. I like them, and I comply with the DoD policy. So when I went out to Ono's yesterday to go get my growlers refilled, and we also got dinner for tonight. We got a full rack of ribs and some kimchi. They make one of the best kimchis I get in this area. It's been a long time since we made our own. Anyways, I'm jabbering all along, and we need to play songs. So here we go. Uh, let me see that. My sweet gardenia. So it's just straight eights or a slight swing to it on two chords, two beats. My sweet gardenia lay, you gave to me upon a moonlit night at Waikiki. A lover's melody, just meant for two. A flower scented night when I met you. Fondest memories of you are here, haunting me now. Your faint perfume I cannot forget till you return to me again someday, bringing me a song and my sweet gardenia. My sweet gardenia lay, you gave to me upon a moonlight night at Waikiki. A lover's melody, just meant for two. A flower scented night when I met you. Fondest memories of you are here, haunting me now. Your faint perfume I cannot forget till you return to me again someday. Go to the chord of bringing me a song and my sweet gardenia lay, bringing me a song and my sweet gardenia. Acapella here. My sweet gardenia. Let it ring. There you go. Okay. So how was that? Is that a unforgettable song? And again, that was one of the songs you were going to prepare that we were preparing you to play at the Viva Vienna. Keep it in your quiver. This song is in the main songbook. I forget what page because I cut off the page number to make more room to be able to show it on the screen. I'm checking out the chat and I don't see anything in there. So I'm going to bring up David now with his next song, which is Shucking on the Corn. To you, David.
Okay, hello. I'm just lining up my document here. Shucking of the Corn was a song I learned when I was a kid in elementary school. And I kind of, one of these things where you think everybody knows it, and then you find out nobody's heard it except you. But it's an old-timey song. I like to do it in these kind of forums because it's real simple. Pamela was asking about my mug. since it's show and tell time, that's a tiki mug. It's full of ice water just because people were asking, Hetty. Yeah, it's ice water. This is from, you're not going to get this. This you can't get online. It's from the Polynesian Resort Hotel at Walt Disney World, which is closed possibly through the year. So, but I have a couple of those, my wife and I have. Okay, so Shuckin' of the Corn is in C. It's got a C, a G7, a C7, F, and that is it. I don't think there used to be a typo in here. I'm not sure. But anyway, first sung note is the C, middle C. Okay. So we'll do, you do the first verse and the refrain twice, the second verse and the refrain twice again, and that's it. So I've done this in the club a few times, so some of you may have heard it. Let's see, strum. I think just to modify, just an up down with maybe a little pause here or there to fit the lyrics. Something like this. That's more of a calypso there, but anyway. I have a ship on the ocean, aligned with silver and gold. Before I'd see my true love suffer, that ship should be anchored and sold. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. That's a G7 right there. A shuckin' of the corn and a blowin' of the horn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. There was a G7 missing there. Again. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. A shuckin' of the corn and a blowin' of the horn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. The wind blows cold in Cairo. The sun refuses to shine. Before I'd see my true love suffer, I'd work all the summertime. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. A shuckin' of the corn and a blowin' of the horn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. One more time. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. A shuckin' of the corn and a blowin' of the horn. I'm going to the shuckin' of the corn. And there you have it. Somebody pointed out to me that what does Cairo have to do with corn? And somebody said, oh, maybe it's Cairo. I forget what state, Iowa or somewhere has a town named Cairo. So maybe that's a corn capital. I don't know. Anyway, Moses, back to you, or do you want me to do another one?
Yeah, why don't you do another one? I'm still
Okay.
getting something set up. It's going to be Wayfaring Stranger, and
All right.
I'm swapping that in now.
All right, I'll cue it up myself. All right, folks. So, Wayfaring Stranger, this is a very simple version that we're going to do. You may have heard the Northern Virginia Ukulele Ensemble do a mashup of this and some other things. And there's all kinds of nice harmonies that can be done and all kinds of cool arrangements. And we got to keep it simple here because of the technical situation. But A minor. So it's going to be a song in the key of A minor. And we have a D minor in there. There's F, C, E7. I think that's it. So now the strum on this one is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Here I'm putting an accent. I'm doing an A minor with a strong strum and then a bunch of softer ones. So work on that. And there's a call and response in here, and I'll kind of show you what it is the first time through. Well, let me give you, I'll just do it right now, just as a trial run. So I'll say, am a poor, and then you say, I am a poor, and then I'll say, wayfaring stranger, and you say, wayfaring stranger, a traveling through, you'll say, traveling through this world of woe, this world of woe. So you basically echo. There's enough time in between the phrases where you can, if you want to, or you can just sing along with me. Either way, right? Okay, let's go. I am a poor, wayfaring stranger, a traveling through this world of woe, and there's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there, major chord, to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I know dark clouds will gather round me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beautiful fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over home. Nice. Did you keep up with that one? Yeah, I kind of announced in the chorus it changes to a major, which is kind of interesting. Because it's obviously a pretty sad song. So there's all those minor chords in there. But the good news is the silver lining. I'm going there to see my father. That's the good thing. I won't have to roam anymore. And then he gets back to the roaming part and how dark the world is. But it's just kind of interesting how it's kind of like a spiritual where there's a gloomy kind of tune with a positive message underlying it. So kind of neat. All right. Hope you like that one. Moses, you ready?
Yep. And let me see, which song was I on? I was on this one. I'm going to bring that in. So we're getting close to the time where we need to cut it off so that we have enough time to transition to the open mic. We've got a couple of people that are about ready to go. And I just want to iterate, if you're on the YouTube and you're going to be one of the performers, we're going to stream it to the same YouTube because some of the members do not use Facebook, and we will post and David, I'll need you to post the YouTube link on the Facebook open mic discussion page. Just open up the event and then drop it into the comments. Because I was going to do it through Facebook, but I haven't figured out how to stream to 2 different systems yet. But I think this is on YouTube would be fine, I think. But anyways, we'll worry about some of the other issues like copyrights and stuff like that. So the song I have up on the screen, and I've got the wrong ukulele, I need to grab my Logi, is one of the signature songs, Kalana Kabai Hai. To kind of give you the quick background as I know it. It was in a place where some beautiful flowers were grown. It's on the Big Island on the eastern side, on the southern part of the eastern side. I'm sorry, Big Island, Kauai High is up here on the western side, on the northern section. As you go up along that western coast from Kona, you'll pass through Kauai High and then up to Kohala, which is at the top. And Kauai High, where these flowers were being grown, was on a pretty much kind of like on a huge, what I thought was the way it was described was like a sandbar, and that sandbar is gone from one of the big storms. So this song, Kalana Kauai High, we do that as part of the club's signature songs. Eventually, so that you can play without looking at the lead sheet. And one of the things I want to point out, so and see if I can point this in there. Nope, got to use the other, no, that way, this way. Yep. So there we go. Second line of each verse, that one there and that one down there. If you look at it, they're all the same words. Elelo mai, kahiko mai, opua kalima. It's the same thing. So if you learn just that line, you learn half the song. And that's kind of, and if you were thinking about it from a whole club or singing it out there with 20 or more people, is that the people who know the first line of every verse, they sing that, and then everybody jumps in on that. It sounds like it's almost like a chorus. And then there's some echo parts. And of course, today we're not going to be able to have the echoes and the harmonies and things like that. We're still going to sing it the way we have it arranged, which is 2 times in each verse. So you'll see it. Okay, get it right. You'll see it over here where that's the first verse. You sing that 2 times, then you sing the second verse, and then you sing the third verse 2 times each, and then we go to the ending was opua. And that's where we're elongating and you'll hear it. So here we go. Let me see, I almost forgot. Oh, F minor, so you got the F chord. Now, some people play it differently, like they switch it, so like you're playing the Hawaiian D7, you back it up to the first fret, and then they put their pinky on the C note on the first fret, first string, 3rd fret. You'll see me cheat with, I'll do it the F chord with the C already on, the pinky on the C note, and then I throw my thumb over, and you'll hear a guitar guys snicker, and some of the ukulele guys, they hem and haw that I'm using my thumb. But it's easier and quicker for me just to drop my thumb over the top and lift my middle finger so that I play this G sharp note in the 1st fret for that F minor. And then we have a C major 7, so it's C major 7. And then the G diminished, we talked about that, where you're going from the G diminished is, remember we went from the G chord and we went back one? That is a G diminished chord. And that's what's in there. And the C diminished is, it looks like a parallelogram. For those, this is not the time to teach that chord, but if you know how to play it, that's where you would play it. You could also get away with playing just the C chord, the open C chord. Okay, here we go. Kaulana, o kawai ike kai, hawhana whana, e ole lo mai, e kahiko mai, o pua. Repeat the first verse. Kaulana, o kawai, Havana, Havana, Eolelo mai, Nakaiko mai, Mauna Kea, Kuahiwi, Kukila Kila, Eolelo mai, Nakahiko mai, Oa, Kaili. Second verse again. Ekilohi, Ya Mauna Kea, Kuahiwi, Kukila Kila, Eolelo mai, Ekahiko mai, Otua, Ikailima. Last verse. Aina, mai kapuana, kuahiwi, kukila kila, eolelo mai, ekaiko mai, last verse one more time. Aina, mai kapuana, kuahiwi, kukila kila, eolelo mai, kahiko mai, okua, kailima, okua. Here's where we make it long. Nice, 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 nice. That's, of course, like I said, was one of the signature songs, and I wanted to kind of make sure I pointed out that the signature song is on the website for the members. If you go to the forums and you click on songs, and then when you bring up that discussion panel list of different comments across that form of songs, at the very top you should see a page in the forum that has a list of a lot of the different songs that are popular that we sing as part of the jams. But there's also a link that takes you to some videos that the club has recorded over the. So we've been in existence for 11 years, or going on 11 years, and we have made certain recordings of a lot of these songs so that you can actually practice them with the lead sheets. They're in the same key, they're in the same arrangement generally. Sometimes we've changed arrangements and we did not update the recording, but at least you'll get an idea of the melody lines and the rhythm that goes with that. So if you do learn this song, and this is one of the songs I will tell you, the first time we played this song in public, we did not have any music stands. With no music stands that when we played in public was at the Birchmere at Jake Shimabukuro's concert 7 years ago, I think. He kept looking over, and when he finally came over, because he had agreed to come over and take pictures with our society, the ones who still stayed there, because we had about 30, 35 members there that night. But he was real impressed. That he said we played this song, and he noticed that we were singing without music stands, and everybody was singing. And it goes back to, if you only learn half the song because you only learn the second line, that's great. Just learn the second line. And if you look at it too, if you look at the last half of the second and third verse, those are kuahivi ku kila kila. That is repeated in that line. And of course, all the rest of them are independent lines. So there's 4 sublines, the whole first verse, first line, the first part of the second verse, and first part of the third verse are what's different. But in that songs form is you'll see a lot of different songs. Some of them, some of the ones we chose today are not in there, especially the ones that Dave, because we wanted to kind of break it up a little bit, some in the book and some not in the book. And then what we're going to do, because we're running out of time, it's already at 52, is that I got one more signature song, and then we're going to sing Sweet Wahine. So we're just going to go to this beautiful Kauai. And then the last song we'll do is Beautiful Kauai, Sweet Wahine. I think I've got that in here too. We'll start open mic a little bit late because I need a couple more things to reconfigure since I had to goof around with the settings to get the jam session working. So now some of the settings that I pre-staged, or I thought I pre-staged for the open mic, are now changed. I gotta go verify that still works. So over on again that side is Beautiful Kauai, another signature song, and I'm not going to, because I think almost everybody online kind of knows that song, and we're just going to go start right into it as soon as I get to my lead sheet on the other screen. And I'm hoping I'm not going to use it because it always throws me off, because I know this song pretty much by heart. So it goes, it starts out like this, and then it's 2 vamps. The first part of the vamp I actually play. Let me get back in the center so you can see me. Then I play, and then we come in, and you'll hear. Then we go sing right in with "There's an Island." It goes. Here we go. One more time. There's an island across the sea, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, and it's calling, yes, calling to me. Beautiful Kauai, beautiful Kauai. In the midst of the grotto, Mother Nature made her home. In the falls of Wailua, where lovers often roam, I'll return to my island across the sea. A beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, where my true love is waiting for me. A beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai. Down to the C7 to the F. In the midst of her grotto, Mother Nature made her home. And the falls of Wailua, where lovers often roam, I'll return to my island across the sea. A beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, but where my true love is waiting for me. A beautiful Kauai, drag that last line. A beautiful Kauai. A beautiful Kauai. Nice. And that's our other second of three signature songs. And then what just popped up is should be the Sweet Wahine. And of course, that's the one that we do. And it's the third signature song. And we're going to wrap it up with there. If you got any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Because when we get ready to switch, I'm going to throw that TV card up there again that you may have saw at the beginning. And then, so we're going to just get right to this. Now, normally we would have people playing solos on this. I think I'm going to try to go back to some of the other recordings we may have where we have everybody playing and several people playing solos, and do that as a playback video for the jam sessions, because we'll continue to do this format until we get out of the other end of the COVID challenge, so that we can get and then get back into doing these things live and in person at Ono Brewing Company. So here we go with Sweet Wahine. Esponita, la muchacha, pretty women, come dance for me. Esponita, la muchacha, pretty lady, dance with me. It was out on the shores of Hawaii where we saw her dance out in Waikiki, playing Taylor guitars under the stars, playing Hawaiian tunes and waltz like key. Esponita, la muchacha, sweet Wahine, come dance for me. Esponita, la muchacha, a pretty lady, come dance with me. Ooh, so sorry about that. Just wanted to cut it a little bit short because I was looking at the clock and it is at the top of the hour and I still need to reconfigure all of this nice computer equipment to get ready for the open mic. Again, I hope you're enjoying what we did for 2-hour jams. Next time, we're going to try to set up another set of songs. I don't know if we will run jams every 2 weeks or just like we normally do every format. I know for the society we have in 2 weeks, we have the primer followed by a group lesson. So we don't know if we'll do the, I'll wait to hear from, I already see some comments that in the chat that you would love to do another jams. So I'll think about that, and I'll have Dave and I will talk about it and see if maybe yet we'll do the group lesson like we normally do on the second Sundays, and then after immediately following the group lesson, which would be normally on the fourth Sundays, the open mic slot. We'll do another one of these. If you want to join in and play a song during the jams, please send it in. And oh, by the way, send it in early. Let us take a look at it. If there's some things that we'll need to tell you on how to format it, so you get a nice format like here. If you look at our songbook for the society, this is what that side, no, that side. I'm looking at the screen and I'm pointing one way and the screen showing it pointing the other way so that it's correct for you. So when I say I'm pointing left, it's actually pointing left, but what I see on the screen is pointing right. But that's just the way it's set up. So that you can send us a song and then we'll show you how to come into the Zoom. You'll play the song that you'll lead. And then you'll leave, and then we'll keep going. But David and I will have a series of songs. We'll talk it over, and if you want to do that, that would be super. I think. Do I have anybody else who wants to take us up on that? So that way you could just so, no noodling in front of the TV. Oh, you can noodle all day long if you want. I can't hear you. Well, anyways, like I said, I don't want to keep jabber-jockeying around. So that's we always try to end our sessions with the 3 signature songs. Hopefully, over time, that many of you are learning how to play that without the sheet on the screen or in front of you, so that when we go to places like Schweinhaupt Senior Center, the Sunrise Senior Centers, and there's a couple other ones that I forget are something on the Glen. I know that's from Amy and Brian's, from Amy's dad and Brian's father-in-law. We went there once. And so when we perform for those seniors, and sort of as a giving back to the community, when we get to the last 3 songs, these would be the last 3 songs, and you wouldn't have to turn the page. We just sing them 1, 2, 3. And finish up with Sweet Wahine, because there's always someone in our group that shows up at those events where they are willing to throw out a solo, and we let them. This is one of the songs I used to teach society members how to solo, as basic as. That's all, folks, and we'll see you for the open mic. this other piece. So, Mike, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Excited to be part of this, and I have a couple of songs. I don't know how many songs you want from me. I can go anywhere. I can break the book out and keep going, but I have like three that I planned on playing. And the first one is a new one for me. I have been practicing it, but it's a little. It's kind of a little new and a new kind of a rhythm, in 3/4 time, and I should be able to do it right, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean that happens. It's one of those things where you try to get that. You're learning new songs that are maybe covers, and I know you've written your own songs because we've seen them over the last couple of years. And we're glad to have you here tonight. So I'm going to get ready to throw you up on a screen all by yourself. If I can figure out how to make it, um, there we go. And you're going to be there. So can you tip your camera down just a little bit? Because I only see the top of your head. A little bit more. Okay, and then can you move to your right a little bit so you're centered? You might be on a little bit off the. Just don't worry. I'm looking at a different screen that I'm getting ready to
Okay.
bring in. So can you move a little bit more to your right? There we go. Okay. So you ready to go?
Hold on, somebody's just calling me, so I'm trying to. There we go.
Those bugger cell phones. All right, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to switch that back to. Okay, Lyle. Hopefully people can hear us now. Can you say something so I can see if your feed's saying something?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Yep,
3.
got it. Yep, it's working. Um, hopefully, so let me ask everybody out there in YouTube land to make sure they can hear us. Okay, good. So we're getting people on, and so now what we're going to do is Lyle, you're going to get the honor of doing being first up in this, and the next time we'll try to do this much better. And I'll actually have complete separate configurations for the open mic and the jam sessions, since they're back to back. I'll have some things pre-configured. I thought I had them pre-configured, but with moving some things around on the screen for the jam session, it kind of goofed up the settings I had set up for the open mic. Can't have them in the same configuration, production configuration. But anyways, Lyle, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then set the virtual stage. All right, I'm going to cheat because I think I got the part of the audio back. And we're going to do it this way. And there we go. And I'm going to send this in, and they should hear you now.
All right. someone can comment and let us know if we can actually do that. While we're at it, if the audio and the instruments seem to be at peace, let us know. All right, is anyone commenting?
No, they're saying that they're not. They're not getting.
All right, I'll wait.
Oh, you know what? I had to do it this way the other day too. It's something really crashed on the feeds. Let me see. I'm going to send this back in. Send this back in. Send this back in. Send this back in. That wasn't good.
Yeah, that was a heck of a delay you got running there.
Yeah, it was looping, but I know
Yeah.
where it was coming from. It's coming from, and maybe I've got two different cameras running. So let me kill one completely. So I took that one completely out. Are you still?
I'm still hearing you. We picked up some noise on the line, but I'm still hearing you. Yeah, now we picked up like a lawnmower. That's better.
No, but
My own music.
the problem is this: there's a delay, There's a 20-second delay into the YouTube feed.
Mm.
YouTube feed.
Mm.
Go ahead and play, Lyle. 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 Go ahead and play, Lyle.
All right. We're all up. All right. So if we're all up, we'll try this, I guess. All right. So I'll play 3 or
up, we'll try
4, however many you want to go, and we'll see how it works out. Let me stretch this out a little. Pop one of these out of my ear. All right. So try this first song here. This is a Jerry Jeff Walker tune. Beautiful little tune, if I can get it right. So here we go. Let's see here. I knew a man but jangles and he danced for you in worn-out shoes with silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. Did the old soft shoe. He jumped so high, jumped so high. And then he lightly touched down. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on, dance. I met him in a cell down in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked to be the eyes of the age, and he spoke right out. He talked of his life. He talked of his life. And then he slapped his leg a step. He said his name but he said his name but Jangles, and he jumped high across the cell. He grabbed his pants, a better stance. He jumped so high, he clicked his heels. He let go a laugh. He let go a laugh and shook his clothes all around. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, dance. He said a dance now everywhere. He danced with those at minstrel shows and county fairs. Across the South, he spoke with tears of 15 years from his dog, and he traveled about. His dog up and died. His dog up and died. 20 years he still grieves. He said I dance now every chance in honky tonks for drinks and tips, but most of the time I spend behind these county bars. Why, I still drink a bit. He shook his head. He shook his head. And I heard someone ask him, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on down. All right, so let's see here. I have a second song, which is a change my list here. Which is change this over real quick. Which is a John Prine song. For those of you who know him, you know him well, and how great he was. And for those of you who don't, well, John Prine was a pretty amazing artist, and he wrote stuff that just covered so many different genres. Some of it was really important stuff, and some of it was just really fun stuff. And so, since he has a song that at least has a Hawaiian topic, I thought I'd do one that was really fun. Hopefully no one takes offense to a mild song here, but this was a song he wrote, I don't know, in the 80s sometime, but at least has ukuleles mentioned in it, and it's a little Hawaiian, so I thought I'd play it here. Anyway, this is a song John Prine wrote called Let's Talk Dirty in Hawaiian.
Love it.
Whoops, and if I can start my scroll on time, all the better for me. And get my headphone out there. Well, I packed my bags and bought myself a ticket for the land of the old palm tree. Aloha, old Milwaukee. Hello, Waikiki. I just stepped down from the airplane when I heard her say, Waka waka nucka nucka, waka waka nucka nucka, would you like a lay? Hey, let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconuts on the tiki, let me muka muka dear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian are the words I long to hear. It's a new ukulele Honolulu sunset. Listen to the grass skirts sway. Drinking rum from a pineapple out on the Honolulu Bay. The steel guitars are playing while she's talking with her hand. Gimme yoka-doka, make a wish, I wanna boka, words I understand. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, what the heck a muka muka dear. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian are the words I long to hear. Bought a bunch of junko with my moolah, sent it to the folks back home. I never had a chance to dance a hula, I guess I should have known. When you start talking to the sweet Wahine, walking in the pale moonlight, Okadoka what I said, Anaka sissa bukum baka bunga got it right. Let's talk dirty in Hawaiian, whisper in my ear. Kikapuka maka wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay your coconut on my tiki, mooka mooka dear. Let's talk dirty and Hawaiian are the words I long to hear. Let's talk dirty and Hawaiian are the words I long to hear. Aloha. All right, so I guess I got one more, and or one more. I was gonna do an original I wrote, but as I start to think about it, I'm a little concerned that maybe the channel isn't a place they would want to have some of the topics in my original broadcast. So I'll do a different one instead, and then if they want to do it later, then I'll do it on another one. So let's see, let's choose a different one instead, just to be on the safe side. I do a Facebook Live every weekend. I do an hour show. Just friend me if you'd like to join in on that, and you know, I'll add you and you can have it. It's a challenge writing, doing 9 to 10 new songs every single week. I haven't repeated but 2 songs yet, and trying to crank out that much work has really kept me engaged and involved during this whole quarantine situation. It's been a huge challenge, but it really gives me a reason to like have something to do other than work during the day, and it's been huge. And I think if you can do something like that and make music part of your life to do it, it works out really great. So I'm gonna do let's see, Dobie Gray or let's just do a Dobie Gray song to finish up here. This is a song you probably heard, so feel free to strum along at home or just sing along at home and enjoy it. I hope everybody's doing great out there, or doing the best you can and staying safe, and that we can be doing these things live sometime soon. Anyway, here we go. Day after day, I'm more confused. I look for light in the pouring rain. You know it's a game I hate to lose. Now I'm feeling the strain. And ain't it a shame? Well, give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And now we're gonna switch back to the key I was supposed to sing it in. Beginning to think I'm wasting time. Don't understand the things I do. The world outside looks so unkind. Now I'm counting on you to carry me through. Whoa, give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. When my mind is free, you know the melody can move me. When I'm feeling blue, the guitar's cutting through to soothe me. I thank for the joy you've given me. Want you to know I believe in your song. The rhythm, the rhyme, and the harmony. wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. All right, that was pretty horrible, but man, that's live music, and anything you're doing to play live music is good. So go out there, play something live, play for your friends, sit on your front porch, annoy the whole neighborhood, do whatever it is, and hope to see you soon. Later.
Yeah, hang on there, Lyle. So I've got both of us. Oops, I got both of us in the thing, and it says I'm muted. Okay, I think I'm piping through now. Okay, so both. So that was pretty good. I'm not gonna judge you because like it's live music and had been kind of. I know you were sitting there warming up, ready to go, and having all these technical difficulties with this OBS studio software. But we'll get it. We'll get it right next time, I'm sure, or better. We had our jam session earlier today, and that went pretty smoothly too. But I'd never realized that I could lose the entire audio mixer, which is what happened. But really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you next month. Come join us on this virtual open mic. Given that we can't be live at the Ono Brewing Company. But thanks a lot, and I'm going to bring in the next performer right as soon as I get this thing set up. And
If I'm still on, I have no idea why.
oh no, no, you are. But now I'm going to take over the whole thing, and you're going to drop out. So I'm back on now, and Lyle's packing his bags as he gets off the virtual stage. And I'm going to be bringing in Mike Bauer, and some of you have seen him before. He's performed on the stage. Okay, what's wrong with my thingy here? There we go. There we go. Okay, and yes, and then you are pinned there, and you are up, and then okay. So we're gonna have Mike Bauer join in. I need to find the right window. What happened to my right window? There we go. And we transition that in. And so, how you doing, Mike? Mike, can you hear me? Oop. It would be better if I turned my microphone on. Can you hear me now?
Hey, I can hear you.
Okay, super. Sorry about that. I had me muted that time and I was talking. But now everybody should be hearing you as well. Trying to see what happened to my there. Yep, we're doing good. So you ready to get started?
Sure thing.
Okay, and you're on.
All right, let's go to Paradise. I was a child and family would travel down West Kentucky where the parents home. And would go down where they often remember so many times I never know. And Daddy, won't you take me back to New England County, down by the wind where the paradise lay. I'm sorry, my son, but don't you even ask him to be, but he told me all the way. Sometimes we travel right down the river, driving old prison by every hill. Where the air smelled like Satan, we chewed on our pistol, but empty hot bottles was all that we filled. And Daddy, won't you take me back to New England County, down by the wind where the paradise lay. I'm sorry, my son, but don't you even ask him to be, but he's hungry, that's all you made. don't want the trouble, they go through the tender instant of romance. When love goes everywhere, all things to say, never understand what the problems sometimes. Daddy, down by the window where time and say, sorry, my son, you're too late in asking. He was the one that told you. I got my ashes up and the halfway to heaven and paradise waiting. Okay, there's the first one.
Okay, Mike, go ahead. Take it off. Take off.
All right. So let's try this one. Bad Moon Rising. I see the bad moon rising. I see it go all the way. I see birds waiting, lying. I see bad times today. Don't Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. You got one more.
All right, brother. So, how about either Long Black Veil or Margaritaville?
Your call. It's your stage.
Okay. So let me try this Long Black Veil. Johnny Cash told his daughter if she's gonna play guitar, she has to play this song. But I'm playing in the U. 10 years ago, in the cold dark night, there was seen, but they all did agree that you took my life. Judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you put somewhere else, then you don't have to die. So fly over in my life, like That's it.
Okay, hey Mike, thanks a lot. I'm gonna, appreciate your time and glad you can make it again, even though we're not, we're not where we normally be. And I found it's much simpler to set up my regular sound system than it is all this other electronic stuff that I'm fooling around with.
Isaiah, I appreciate what you do for us, man.
Okay, thanks a lot. And then you could drop off as I bring in the next performer, and I'll see you next month. And I promise we'll have it much better.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I'll see ya. Bye.
Bye. Oh, crap. You didn't hear me say that, guys. Okay, not sure what's going on here, but I've lost the other performer. What happened to Kai? He was there a minute ago. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you now. Except your picture's sideways. You got to flip your phone sideways.
It's 20 seconds. Hang on.
No, I see it in real time, but you're not flipped sideways. Let me see. Can I flip you sideways? Yeah, I can't do that. Is that your? Are you on your computer?
No, we're on a phone.
Yeah. Can you flip it sideways?
Maybe.
It is sideways.
There we go.
That better?
Yep. Now you're right side up. Okay, Kyle. We always expect a lot from you because you're like one of the up and coming young performers on an ukulele, and you got some heroes out there, right? Who are your ukulele heroes?
Jix Shimabukoro, Taimani Gardner, yeah. And then Andrew Molina. And then I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Neil Chin.
Yep, no Neil. I know Neil well, and so that's good. So you got some really high speed performers out there that you're following. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah. So.
Okay,
Uh,
it's all yours.
the first song I'm playing is Bohemian Rhapsody. So I've been working on different versions of this song, and this is what I have right now. Okay, that was all. I messed up in the middle there. You know when like you get put on the spot and then you just forget some of the song. Okay, so the next song I'm playing is "The Greatest Day" by Jake Shimabukuro.
Way to go, Kyle.
That's all I have for today.
Well, that's all you're gonna do today?
Yeah, I hadn't had any extra songs planned to do.
Okay, well, you got about 4 weeks to get ready. Of course, we're going to try the request from some of the club members. We're going to do the jams again in 2 weeks because we have our usual meetings. So we're just going to do our primer, our lessons, and then we're going to do our jams at it's 2 to 4, 4 to 6 in 2 weeks. But so you're certainly welcome to join us again, and then but. Hopefully, we'll also see with the a few more pieces there with because I'm watching the comments go along on the live feed. Lots of kudos, Kai. Lots of kudos. But I'm not surprised. You're that good. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. And then so for everybody, let's see. Where am I at here? There we go. Nope, not that one. Not that one. That one. That one. Oh, here we go. That one. This one. So thank you everybody for coming. There we go. We'll do it this way. So now, I see my audio mixer is working like it should. And so again, thank you everybody for coming out. I really appreciate you bearing with us, and we're trying to work through some of these mechanics. Some of it is templated, like the banner down below. That's working okay. The background with that side, the beach. But it's the Zoom piece, the interface between the Zoom and OBS Studio software that I'm trying to work out with some other folks. I'm probably built something incorrectly, but it was the first time I saw in using the OBS software in a couple of weeks that the entire mixer dropped out. I lost all the audio, and not sure why. I'll figure it out. I'm a geek like that. But again, thank you very much. So we are the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society that I had up, and down there on the bottom, that side, down there, is our sponsors, and going from left to right, as you see it on the screen, it's Ona Brewing Company. That's where we actually meet live when we get to use that. We're in their brew house. Even when we come out of this COVID, one of the things that I've talked to some of the key members in the society, whether or not we continue doing the broadcast, even though after we get back into the brew house. And then right next to them is the Nova Music Center. That's out of Manassas. That's where they have ukulele instruction is out there. Then right next to them is House of Music Tradition. They also have music instruction, but they like the Nova Music Center and the House of Music Tradition sells instruments and music. And then right next to them is the Music Spectrum School of the Arts in Herndon. They're also our sponsor. They provide rehearsal space for the ensemble. So the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society has an ensemble of about 10 folks right now. I teach them how to sing in 3-part harmony, sometimes 4. We'll split tenors or we'll split the altos depending on who we have performing and what song we're doing and what arrangement that we're trying to present. And they also learn instrumentals. So that Muzak that you heard at the beginning, that's actually something I wrote as an intro to one of our songs called Irish Washerwoman. And that leads right into, and then of course we increase the speed in Irish Washerwoman as they get faster and faster. Hopefully after the COVID is over and we're back into the Ono Brewing Company, one of the things that we'll end up doing is we're going to do a belated St. Patrick's Mayo celebration day. And that's where the ensemble's got some numbers they've been working on, and hopefully in time we'll be back out there and with the society going performing at the senior centers. And the last one I want to point in, that round circle with the shark in the middle, that's Shaka Aloha Wear. They're also one of our sponsors. They give us some pretty good discounts for our uniforms, for the ensemble, and also for the society members. And it's usually when we go in a bulk buy, because of our numbers, they give us a pretty good discount that we pass 100% to all of our members. The club collects no money from that. We have enough sponsors that we can pay for things like the full version of Zoom and all of our website and stuff like that. So again, thank you for coming. I'm done talking, and you have the good rest of the weekend. So aloha, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.